Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Abbey Theatre of Dublin. My name is Joe Bashar, and I'm the theatre supervisor for the Abbey Theatre of Dublin. And in celebration of Pride Month, I can't think of a better person I'd love to talk about Pride and also to talk with about Evolution Theatre Company, the Executive Artistic Director of Evolution Theatre Company, Mark Phillips Schwamberger. So, Mark, I feel extremely fortunate that I've had the opportunity to collaborate with you, I think now for over half a dozen years in various capacities with Evolution Theatre Company. I would love for you, in your own way, to explain what Evolution Theatre Company is to audiences.
I would be happy to. And the first thing I want to say is, of course, I'm very pleased to be here in the Abbey Theatre of Dublin. And I'm very pleased that Evolution Theatre Company is now the only professional theatre company in Dublin, Ohio. But not only that, we're also Central Ohio's only LGBTQ plus theatre company. And a lot of people ask, well, what does that mean? What that really means is that Evolution Theatre Company is just dedicated to be inclusive, accepting, and respecting. It doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, a lesbian, transgender, bi, non-binary. Everyone is welcome and accepted at Evolution Theatre Company. And, you know, the same thing with any race, creed, religion. We're open to everybody, both if you want to be involved with the theater company itself and also with the plays that we produce. One of our overarching missions is also education through entertainment, meaning that through the plays that we produce, we show different aspects of life. We show different shows. And one thing we're doing is that really everything that we show is just a story, and all our stories are really the same that you can identify with. Everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to live a free life, and everyone wants to be loved, respected, and accepted.
Right.
And that's why, you know, a lot of people ask, well, are you focusing on just a LGBTQ plus audience? And I say, actually, no. Because, you know, we want everyone to see our shows. And this season, especially, in the 4 shows that are left at this season, they're very suitable for every, you know, middle school to seniors.
Right.
So that's Evolution Theatre Company in a nutshell. And, you know, we're a nonprofit 501c3 company. We've been really in existence since 2012. So that's it in a nutshell. And I think I've talked enough about that. But you can ask me more questions, and I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, I think what's interesting, you know, the relationship that you and I have, I'm honored to serve as the creative consultant for Evolution Theatre Company.
And we're honored to have you.
And so I think what would be great for people to know is, like, what factors go into determining an Evolution Theatre Company season of productions?
Well, first I have to say, I really do appreciate you being our creative consultant, because coming to Dublin, it's of course, yes, Dublin is really a part of Greater Columbus. But also coming to Dublin, it's a different audience and it's a different mix than we had before when we were performing in downtown Columbus. And I have to be aware of that because I have to produce shows that are, you know, for everyone in the community. And so when I look at a show, the one thing I look at is, I call it producibility. We're limited with budget.
Right.
We're limited with space. I mean, let's face it, I can't do a show where a boat is going to sink on stage, or there is a cast of 50 people. That's just not possible. So you look at what's, you know, the producibility of a show, and you also keep in mind, I always need to have the shows that are within our mission.
Right.
That really, our mission is very important to me, and so every show that I do, I have, you know, people saying, you should do this show, this show, this show, and I read it and I say, well, yes, this is a great show, it's a wonderful show, but it doesn't fit our mission. And I'm very conscious of our mission and why. Our mission is the reason I started Evolution Theatre Company, and I can't veer from that mission as long as I believe what I'm doing with Evolution Theater Company, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry.
So enlighten us, Mark. For people that are new to Evolution Theater Company, people that are new to Evolution being at the Abbey Theater, they might not know the mission of Evolution Theater Company. So can you share that with us?
Sure. Evolution Theater Company's mission is to provide a safe atmosphere, a safe place for members of the LGBTQ community, plus their allies, to celebrate their artistic vision, their artistic works, and things like those kind of things. I mean, we want this to be a safe place for everyone to express their ideas, their work, and to be part of the community, and to show that all our, like I said before, all our shows, really, the stories are universal. And that's why our vision is also to present theater that brings the audience into their own experience of theater, that they look at theater, and if they, you know, not everyone thinks the same way as everybody. And so when you see a show, especially when you think of young people, if you think of young people that are questioning their sexuality or coming out, and when they see somebody that they can identify with, this character on stage, it gives them confidence, it gives them hope, and it also gives them the ability to realize that they are not alone.
Right.
That there are other people like them. And also, when people come to see the shows, they also sort of like change their attitude. I don't know if we have time for this. I have this one thing that sticks in the two things that stick in my mind. When we first identified ourselves in 2015 as Central Ohio's only LGBTQ plus theater company, we did Yank, a musical. And Yank, a musical is a true story about memoirs from two gay soldiers during World War II. Well, at intermission, this woman came up to me and she said, you know, I was really afraid to come here. I was really afraid to see this because I knew it was gay and what's going to happen. And she said, but you know, 5 minutes into the show, all I realized was, well, this is just a love story.
Right.
It just happens to be between two men.
Right.
The other thing that sticks in my mind that really makes me realize why I started Evolution Theater Company is when we were doing Bay Area Pop Opera, there was a member of the cast that, again, was questioning who he was, questioning what, and he was really in a dark place about this. After the show, he sent me an email and said, I have to thank you. Being in this show made me realize that I'm okay, made me realize that I'm not alone, and made me realize that I can live a productive, respectful life. Well, that was just, I mean, you know, that was like why I started Evolution Theater Company. Those two things, you sort of realize, okay, so you forget about all the stuff that it takes to produce a show when something like that happens to a cast member.
Right.
And you think that you really did make a difference in their life, a very positive difference that may be even something that, you know, that made them go on.
Right.
So anyway, that's Evolution Theater, and that is more of our mission than saying the prepared mission that the board worked on for 4 months to try to get. When you really think of that, that's really the mission of Evolution Theater Company.
So what I appreciate so much about what Evolution provides to the community is that it also aligns with where the city of Dublin is right now, with trying to promote and foster diversity, equity, and inclusion within the community and everything that we are offering as a municipality to the citizens of Dublin. And so I remember when you and I were first talking about the potential of Evolution coming here, and I was just over the moon about the possibility of having you here so it would align with what the city was trying to create for its citizens. So, you know, just really, really excited to have you here. Inclusion is so tremendously important to me as a theater artist, as well as someone who serves as an ambassador for the city with the theatrical and the arts community. So we're just over the moon to have you here. Thank you so much.
Well, I am over the moon to be here. I mean, from the very first show we did, I mean, I was really blown away by the reception that I received from the city of Dublin. The people who, you know, run the city of Dublin, the police chief, the city manager, the mayor, the where we are, the Dublin Community Center, the support that I've received, it's really incredible. And coming to a new area with such a specific mission, sometimes you worry.
Right.
Sometimes you get a little going, is it really going to be okay?
Right.
Well, from the very first show that we produced, I knew that it was going to be okay. And it still remains okay. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy that you were able to sort of talk me into it, so to speak.
So there are 4 shows remaining in this season.
Right.
And I believe that we might have some things that we're going to be able to announce pretty soon for 2023.
Yes.
Right. And are we talking about further expansion of the offerings here? Are there going to be more shows, or is it going to, is there anything you want to give, as a teaser? It doesn't have to necessarily be a title per se.
Right. I know. Well, first of all, I want to say, we started in 2021.
Right.
But 2021, because of the situation that I was dealing with, we sort of had an abbreviated season.
Right.
We only had 3 shows in 2021. So now in 2022, we have 5 shows.
Right.
We've done with the Musical of Musicals, the musical, but we have 4 shows remaining. And then we've talked about 2023, and I think 2023, we have added at least 1 more show. So at least in 2023, we're going to have 6 shows.
Yep.
So about expanding, yes, I think that we are on the road to expansion. And, I'm thrilled. There are so many, and since Evolution Theater Company really does works that haven't been seen in a while or have never been seen in this part of the country or the state, it's very exciting to do this. And it's also very exciting to expand because, we've talked, there are so many plays out there that, I could do, what are there, 52 weeks in a year? I could do a different play every week in this theater and still have plays that I want to be done.
So when you think about this space, talk to me about what you think it provides you versus, and I'm not saying I'm not saying, hey, tell me that this is better than this place.
Right.
But what if you gleamed from your time in the space, specifically the actual theatrical venue, that would say, why are you happy here?
Well, one thing, the physical space itself, it's very comfortable for the audience. It's backstage in the dressing rooms. It's very comfortable and professional for the actors. Your technical abilities here are incredible. I'm not a technical person. And the first time I walked into the booth and simply saw all those computer screens, I thought, well, this is wonderful because I know it can do things. I'll give you an example.
Sure.
In 2021, when we were, of course, still dealing with COVID and all that stuff, we streamed a lot of our shows.
Right.
We streamed a lot of them, and I remember asking one thing, and I said, okay, we have to stream the show, but we have to use we have to use this technology, whatever. And I said, I don't know how it's done. I don't know how it's done. He said, don't worry, it's done. That to me, it's like, because before it's like I had to know what to do. I don't have to know what to do because your people know what to do.
Right.
Your technology does it. It's sort of like, to me, unlike it is to you, but as to me, well, it's just like magic. Mark asks for this to be done, and guess what? Joe does it. And the lighting and the things we could do with the different lighting, the movement lighting, the different lightings, the different effects you can get. And it's all here. I don't have to worry about, bringing this in or bringing that in. The capability of using projections and videos and things like that, so we can add more multimedia to our shows than we could before.
Right.
So, this is both, it helps us to be more professional, to put more professional productions on. And it also adds to the comfort of the audience.
Right.
And I think that that's very important to have the audience realize that, one, this is a safe place to come.
Right.
They don't have to worry about, finding parking
Right.
or whatever. The seats are very comfortable. The theater itself is comfortable. The restrooms are nice.
Yes.
The lobby is nice.
So Mark, tell us a little bit about your upcoming production here at the Abbey Theatre of Dublin that takes place during Pride.
It is a very interesting show, and it's one show that I have wanted to do for years. It's called Birds of a Feather, and it really focuses on, I don't know if you remember, but there were those famous penguins in the Central Park Zoo,
Yep.
Roy and Silo,
Yep.
that hatched an egg and raised the chick themselves. 2 male penguins raised this chick themselves. And a book was written called Entangle Makes 3. Well, this book became one of the most banned books in the country simply because it had to do with same-sex parenting. Well, Mark Acito wrote a play about it based on that book. So we're doing that, Birds of a Feather. It's coming in the end of June. And like I said, yes, it's sort of about penguins, but it's really, as the message is a lot deeper, and there's a lot more in it than just 2 penguins hatching an egg. And then we're following that in July with a play called Gently Down the Stream. And Gently Down the Stream is really a wonderful, funny love story. It's a love story, but also what it is celebrating and also mourning the ghosts of the men and the women who fought for equal rights, gay marriage, throughout the years. It's a celebration also of that, as well as bringing an older gay gentleman together with a younger gay man that gives them that they still have the idea, they can still dream.
Right.
They can still dream.
Right.
And then we have another very interesting show, and that is also inspired by a true story, about the difficulties dealing with transgender individuals, transgender children, transgender parents, what they go through, and what the problems of dealing with it in our society today. And then we end the season with something that we have been working on now for, I think, it was probably 7 years. We are presenting the world premiere of Outtake Romance, the musical. This musical was commissioned and written especially for Evolution Theater Company. It's based on the play Outtake Romance that we did the world premiere back in 2012, 2015, back then. And it's written by a New York playwright. And we are actually now going to present it after so many years of it being in development.
Yeah.
So that's our season. And then, as you said, next season, get ready for some more announcements. 2 of them we're really excited about, but we can't tell anybody.
So Mark, how would you say the relationship that we now have between Evolution and Abbey has affected the LGBTQ plus community? Have you noticed a change, or have you identified, now that you're here, what is the word on the street about what you're able to provide here in this venue? Have you noticed that you've had more other LGBTQ plus organizations interacting with you? Or are you interacting with any of the LGBTQ plus organizations here in Dublin?
Well, I mean, there's Rainbow Dublin, of course, but the thing, and we're also still involved with the organizations in Columbus. But I think what is the best thing is that coming from Columbus, moving to Dublin, yes, we all know Dublin is its own city, but it really is it's part of the
Extension.
cosmopolitan Columbus, Central Ohio area.
Right.
I think the one thing that I realize is that we are making more inroads to a broader community, and we're not just focused on this one little isolated area by coming out to the I've been out all the time, but coming out to the Dublin community and coming out, expanding it. I think the LGBTQ plus community is expanding. I do think that it is, the acceptance is being better, the exposure is better, and I think once you make the exposure better, I think the acceptance, the respect, and the inclusivity just follows.
Got it.
So that's what I think is great. I think that coming to Dublin was one of the best things I could have done for Evolution Theatre Company. I think it's one of the best things that I could have done for our mission and our overarching idea of education through entertainment. So I just think it was a win for everyone.
Well, I can speak on behalf of the Abbey and say it was definitely a win for the Abbey.
Well, thank you.
So we're really excited to have you here now. We're really excited about the plans for the future, even though we can't officially talk about
Can't
all of them
officially
yet.
talk about it, but they will be announced on our website. So, go to our website a lot and you'll see it. No.
Sounds like a plan.
I know.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, thank you. And I just wanted to say thank you for having Evolution Theatre Company. And I also want to say happy Pride to everyone. But remember that Evolution Theatre Company celebrates Pride all year long.